Hey guys, we're super excited to be here at the LA Fit Expo. It's our third year in a row. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs. And we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo and today is Tuesday, September 8th, 2020. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. About 10 years ago, there was a once-in-a-lifetime Egyptian exhibit that came to the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia, where I saw some of the rarest treasures on earth up and close and personal. But if I never get a chance to see any of those things again, catching Mo Foda in action might be the next best thing. A few days ago, Mo released his first update in nearly 2 months, where it looked to me like he might be creeping closer to making a 2020 debut. When Mo turned pro a few years ago, he was one of the rare international amateur athletes who already had a huge following. And I think the intrigue about what his future looks like at the pro level has only gone up since then. And now that we have so much attention on the few Olympia qualifiers that we have left on the ticket, if he does decide to drop into something between now and October, I think he has a real chance to make a huge impact right from the get-go. As of today, we're about 8 or 9 weeks away from the Europa Pro in Alicante, Spain, where there will be a ton of Olympia qualifications up for grabs thanks to a provision from the IFBB that we talked about on one of last week's shows. And if I were a betting man, I'd think about laying down a few dollars on Priscila Leimbacher grabbing one of those open spots in the bikini division. Over the weekend, Priscila's team announced that she'd be making her season debut in next month's contest, where you have to think that she'll be looking to punch one of the last remaining tickets to the O in December. Traditionally, Priscila's always placed well in European shows, and since she's so well rested from not competing all year long, you'd imagine that would be a good case here too. So if she comes in anywhere close to 100%, I see her as a lock to place in the top 3. World-renowned economist Nassim Taleb uses what he calls the black swan theory to describe rare events that occur beyond the normal realm of expectations. According to Taleb, when a black swan event does occur, the impact is usually catastrophic. But when we look back in hindsight, we probably could have seen it coming if we paid attention to the signs. So if you apply Taleb's theory to what might happen in the classic physique division this year, I think it raises the possibility of a former title holder like Breon Ansley coming back to earn redemption. Think about it. In the brief history of classic physique, there's never been a time when someone has lost a title only to come back and win it again later, which makes it beyond the normal realm of expectations. But because he has the championship precedent, if he does win, in hindsight, it's something we should have seen coming. Add that to the fact that Breon's nickname is the Black Swan, and it all lines up on paper. So 4 months from now, if this ends up being the way it plays out, don't say we didn't warn you. For the most part, boxing, powerlifting, and strongman don't have a whole lot in common over the fact that you can't fake being good at them for too long before your opponents figure out what's going on. But since Hafþór Björnsson's already mastered 2 out of the 3, you have to think that it won't be long until he adds the sweet science of pugilism to his repertoire. A few days ago, Thor's team released a new video of him working on his 1-2 combo in preparation for his upcoming bout with Eddie Hall. Now, to his credit, even though his jab looks like it's in slow motion, Thor's definitely dropped a few pounds over the last few months, which has to help with his hand speed and footwork. But word on the street is that Eddie Hall looks like a complete savage in the gym. So he'll have to do a whole lot more than slow walk his way through the 2-punch combo if he wants to avoid getting his butt kicked in front of a huge pay-per-view audience. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions. And make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.